HAFIZ TV, unique every day.
So a warm welcome to everyone present tonight. It's promising to be an eye-opening event filled with relaxation, inspiration, and deep insights. My name is Ramzi, and my co-MC is
Imoro.
So we hope everyone is comfortably seated and ready for a meaningful evening. Let's transition this smoothly and let's make this meeting an engaging one. So without wasting my time, I want to call upon our brother Eman to give us the opening prayer. So Eman, you are here.
الحمد لله الذي أنشأ وبرى وخلق الماء والثرى وجعل كل شيء خلقه ثم هدى والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه الأخيار وسلم تسليما.
الله الذي خلق السماوات والأرض وأنزل من السماء ماء فأخرج به من الثمرات رزقا لكم وسخر لكم الفلك لتجري في البحر بأمره وسخر لكم الأنهار وسخر لكم الشمس والقمر دائبين وسخر لكم الليل والنهار وآتاكم من كل ما سألتموه وإن تعدوا نعمة الله لا تحصوها إن الإنسان لظلوم كفار وإذ قال إبراهيم رب اجعل هذا البلد آمنا واجنبني وبني أن نعبد الأصنام وإذ قال إبراهيم رب اجعل هذا البلد آمنا واجنبني وبني أن نعبد الأصنام رب إنهن أذللن كثيرا من الناس فمن تبعني فإنه مني وإذ قال إبراهيم رب اجعل هذا البلد آمنا واجنبني وبني أن نعبد الأصنام رب إنهن أذللن كثيرا من الناس فمن تبعني فإنه مني ومن عصاني فإنك غفور رحيم صدق الله العظيم.
That was a very wonderful recitation. Sometimes you have the idea, but when you come to stages like this, the pressure alone will not allow you. So thank you very much, now Hadi, for that beautiful Quran recitation. Next on our list, we have the chairman of the 33rd annual June Service celebration, Merciful, to come and give us the opening address for this ceremony. But before that, I would like us to talk about the theme for this night's event: faith under fire, digital temptation and spiritualities. But before that, I want us to understand what faith really is. When we say faith, what is faith? The Prophet ﷺ said, when Malaika Jibril came to the Prophet ﷺ, he asked him about faith. Ma huwa al-iman? He said, Al-iman an tu'mina billah wa malaikatihi wa kutubihi wa rusulihi wal yawmil akhir wa tu'mina bil qadri khairi wa sharri. So within the context of faith, we have certain attributes that makes up faith. He said what? An tu'mina billah, believing in Allah alone. Wa malaikatihi, and his angels. Wa kutubihi, and his books. وَالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ, and the last day, وَتُمْنَا بِالْقَدْرِ خَيْرِ وَشَرِّ, that we are entitled to believe in the Qadr, whether good or bad. So that alone explains what faith is. Inshallah, on that note, I would like to call upon the chairman of the 23rd annual GMSA Week celebration, Abubakar Yusuf. So, furtherly, Abubakar.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. It is an honor to stand before you this evening to give you the welcome address for today's program. MashaAllah, I'm so happy with the numbers that I'm seeing today, and inshallah, we hope to see more of you in the subsequent programs that we have. So today happens to be Tuesday, the 29th of July 2025, our 5th event so far as the 33rd annual week celebration is concerned. And inshallah, today we have a lecture night. This lecture is centered on the theme Faith Under Fire, Digital Temptations and Street Realities. MashaAllah, this lecture event is designed to engage all the Muslim Ummah on campus to an enriching and powerful discussion on the modern faith challenges that we all face. This event brings together distinguished scholars and students all over campus to explore how young Muslims can stay spiritually grounded in this hyper-connected world. The talk will reflect on the impact of social media on our Eman and our identity as Muslims, and it will also tackle present realities like drug abuse and moral erosions in our Zongo communities. I don't want us to just come and listen and take item 13 and leave. Let this event be one that will transform us. Take out the knowledge that will be shared by our speakers, inshallah, and practice it after you leave this particular room. So, with all humility, let's kindly sit back, pay attention, and listen to our seasoned speakers on the theme Faith Under Fire, Digital Temptations and Street Realities. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Abubakar.
He is Mr. Ziku Isaka Abubakar. He is a brother. And of course, when I saw the theme for today's event, when I saw street realities, and I realized that Mr. Ziku was the best person for this event. Because looking at the works of Mr. Ziku, the good works he has been doing at Madina Zongo, if we want someone to explain to us street realities and blend it with the idea of faith, I think he is the best person or is the best position to take this over. And also, another thing I would like to mention that is not just Ziku, he's King Ziku. He's a king. Yes, he's a king. I wouldn't want to omit that. So, King Ziku, please, if you are ready, kindly join us on stage. After
wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Let me stand on the already existing protocols that had already been established by the MCs and the chairman for the program, that is Mr. Abubakar. And I don't know how many minutes I have, but 10 minutes. Are you sure? Are you sure I have 10 minutes? Okay, so first of all, I would want to really commend the Ghana Muslim Students Association for University of Ghana. I think this is a branch, right? The University of Ghana branch for the Ghana Muslim Student Association. And the reason I'm saying this is I am seeing a tremendous improvement from what I saw a couple of years ago when I visited this campus. Today I see a lot of people wanting to pay attention to whatever lectures that have been organized by the executive body. And I think to my greatest surprise, today has actually been the first time I have seen a GMSA hall being full to capacity. So we all need a big maximum aktabir for all of us. And I must commend the executive body for the wonderful work you guys have done. And this is extremely powerful. I can really understand the amount of energy you guys have invested in this to ensure that this happens. Without wasting much time, I understand it's a lecture, right? Very good. And so, unfortunately, I don't stand at one place. You know that. And one thing about lectures is that whenever I'm lecturing, I don't do the talking alone, because lectures is about learning from ourselves. You understand? Lectures is a dialogic encounter, a participatory exercise, where you get to learn from me, and I equally get to learn from you. So let's give it up to Hafiz TV. He's one gentleman who is doing exceptionally well within our Zongo communities. And so we are going to have a dialogic session. You are going to talk, and I'm equally going to talk as well. Because I believe that the heads that are on the necks here, do you know the heads? And you know the necks. So the heads that are on the necks here are powerful heads. And for which reason, we need to soak whatever wonderful ideas that you all possess and then share it amongst us, so that when we go out there and we are speaking or engaging to non-Muslims or people who did not really pay attention to whatever celebration that you are having, they will know that you had conversations which exposed you to a whole lot of information, and for which reason you stand an upper hand above them. Let me also use this opportunity to acknowledge the presence of one of our big brother. We call him Mr. Basito. Mr. Basito. Yes, he's a seasoned agri-entrepreneur, and he's doing extremely well within the Medina community. Now, my name is Ishaq Abubakar Ziko Newton. I am a development practitioner. I hold an ISO 27001 lead implementer certification from PECB Canada. I am also a lead trainer for ISO 27001. I also got into cybersecurity last 2 years because I was curious. I wanted to really understand how things work within the digital space. And so I acquired a certification in cybersecurity. And as we speak, I have also been able to acquire other skills in AI and cloud computing, as we all call it. The reason why I'm taking my time to tell you all this is because of the topic, which is digital temptation on social media. Very good. That was the topic I was given. Now, to break this into pieces, my first question comes. And the interesting thing is that I don't wait for you to raise your hand up. I'll give like 30 seconds for a hand to be raised. And so if you know that you don't know the answer, push your friend to raise their hand. Are you getting it? Because you may not know, after the 30 seconds, you may not know if you are the one going to be called upon to answer the question. And so let's take it that way. Now, let's split the topic. We have digital. We also have what? Temptation, right? Good. Digital temptation. And then we have social what? Street realities. Okay, so digital temptation, street realities, and then social media, right? Good. Now, when we say digital, what does it mean? Digital. Digital. Who's going to answer? So let me come to the guys. Digital. Give the microphone to this gentleman. This one. The one in the... Now, the entrance is there's no right or wrong answer, so feel free. We are having a conversation. Thank you very much. What's digital? Yeah? Digital what? Digital has to do with information. Innovation. Okay, all right. Digital. When you hear the word digital, what comes to mind? Digital. Okay, you just give it to him to answer. Digital. When you hear the word digital, what comes to mind? No one should mention Baumia here. Digital. Making life easier in the technological space. Okay. Digital, what comes to mind? Can you give me this microphone? Digital. When you hear the word digital, what comes to mind? Here you are. Yes, what comes to mind? Digital. Innovations of through technology. Okay. Like mobile phones. Okay. Digital, what comes to mind? Last one. I had two from here. Okay, Chairman. That's good.
I just want to, I have a good question.
Very good.
So, in my layman understanding of digital, it's about information and display. In
Good.
my layman understanding.
Information and display. Good. Very well.
So, for something to be called digital, there must be one first information, and there must be a physical platform where that information is
being displayed
using either electronics or other means of powering the display.
Very good. All right. So, most of you know of digital image, right? Digital image, digital billboard, digital information, just as he has said. So, when they say something is digital, it is obviously an information, as he has said, and that information is placed somewhere that you will make meaning out of it. But then it didn't just come there. Someone placed it there through certain algorithms that are very complex for people to understand. So you see, when they place a movie, right? When you have a movie, you are sitting down there, you are watching the movie, the blowman and then the killer, right? They said, Lo blomande I get a killer bugashite, you know. How many of you speak Hausa? Oh, all right. Now, so you see, there are a lot of things that went on at the back. The movie is giving you an information. Hello, the movie is giving you an information which is being placed at a place which is on the screen for you to absorb. Right? Good. Now, mind you, the information that you are absorbing there might be positive informations coming out from there, right? And they might equally be negative informations. But then, you should also understand that the information is just an information and then it's placed somewhere, so digital. Now, let's come to the next term within the topic, which is temptation. When we say temptation, what do we mean by temptation? Or what word would you use to describe temptation? A strong desire to do something wrong. It's mostly a bad thing. Okay, I would like to go with the strong desire to do something. Okay, all right. Temptation, what comes to mind?
When something or someone is luring to do something.
Luring to do something. Okay. Temptation again. Who would add something to it? Good. Something to entice or seduce you. Very good. MashaAllah. Akabir. That's good. You guys are super. All right. Now, let's come to the next item. Street realities. Now, pay close attention. The first one was digital. Second one was temptation. Digital, we said the display of information at places where you can absorb those informations, right? Temptation is something that is used to what?
Basically what? To lure you. Go back about. Right? Or entice you to do something. Okay? Now I just want you to have your mind somewhere. Place your thoughts around this. Now let's come to street realities. When we say street realities, what do we mean? Street realities. Who's going to help me? Street realities. Street realities. Street realities, madam. Okay. Harsh conditions of people. Okay. All right, Chama. Why is someone choking you to raise your hand? Because I said the 30 seconds. Ah, okay. So you did that on your own.
It's when a group of people having the same thought of way of life.
Okay, a group of people having the same thought on the way of life. Okay. Street realities. What comes to mind? I'll need one answer from here. But before then, let me take Chairman.
In my opinion, street reality is a raw, unadulterated, or perhaps raw or unedited events of life.
Very good. Raw, unedited events of life. Okay. Can someone add something to it? Street realities. What comes to mind? Hello? What comes to mind? Last one. Can I take it from the ladies? We had 2 points from the guys. Let's have ladies. We've had people answer from this line. So let's come this way. Who is going to speak? Street realities. Madam, tell me something. Real life conditions. Okay. So you had this nice answer and you were having it inside your head. Wow. Now, let me share this quick story. Musa was born on the 16th of July 1990. Musa's father was an imam. His mother was a trader. Musa started basic school when he was 6 years old because Musa was coming from a community that had got no preschool. But for sure, because Musa's father was an imam, Musa started reciting basic Fatiha when he was 3-4 years old because he constantly heard his father recite Fatiha anytime the father was praying. When Musa was 15 years, Musa saw people driving vehicles, car. Some were rickety, but some were also nice. But because Musa's father was not having a car, neither does his mother have a car. And Musa saw the hardship that his mother and father were going through. Musa started having a wonderful interest in vehicles, cars. And at 15 years old, even when Musa was now getting to his SHS, Musa started thinking of when to get his first car. Coupled with some of the informations Musa had had on TV, because he has seen children at age 15 drive cars on TV, because Musa really loved movies. Musa thought that those realities that he was seeing on screen were extremely applicable on the ground in the community he finds himself in. And so Musa had to look for a way out. At age 17, Musa started looking for ways of making his first $1 million. Whether it was positive or negative, Musa didn't care. Fortunately or unfortunately for Musa, he had an opportunity to buy an iPhone 13. And when he just just got onto TikTok, he started seeing friends who he knew some time back, who he had not seen for some years. All right? Wearing flashy dresses, making it seem like they have arrived in life. The hats, the designer t-shirts, the designer jeans, they actually go out and, he sees the videos as if they own vehicles, but in actual fact, they were standing by other people's vehicles and taking videos and circulating it on their TikTok. And so the burning desire for Musa to want to have that lavish lifestyle actually skyrocketed. Only for Musa to engage in conversations with friends. And the ways that he believes that one can make that sum of money was not to use the right means, but to either rob or to engage in internet fraud or to sell drugs. And I know very well you will understand what I'm talking about, because now somebody will say that, hey, to work 7 to 5, save money to buy a car is impossible. So Musa had some of these informations in his head. And so the next thing Musa did was to find an avenue to make such monies illegally. At age 20, Musa bought his first vehicle. And guess which car Musa bought? Eh? You say? Lexus. Someone says Lexus. Why do you think it's Lexus? It's one of the most expensive. Okay. Which one? You say? Oh, Corolla. Musa bought a Benz. A 4-wheel Benz. And guess what? The car was white. Now, Musa started doing these videos also and started posting them. Because one thing about a lifestyle that you have borrowed or you have acquired is, if people do not recognize those lifestyles, you feel you have not arrived. So Musa started reposting the videos. And the more he posts, the more the algorithm drew people who were far better than him for him to watch. And as he was watching, his interest began to increase. Now, the fact of the matter is, we are young people, all of us. We, the young Muslims of today, are the people who have a powerful digital tool within us now at our disposal. We have social media, we have the internet, new media. AI has come in to make things easier, because now instead of going to Google questions that they will send you a lot of links for you to go through and then search for answers that you are seeking for. You just have to key in a prompt and then you command through either ChatGPT, Perplexity. You have them, so many, right? Which one again? DeepSeek. And then it gives you the answer. And then if you don't like it, you fine-tune your prompt, you recommand it, and then it gives you that thing that you are looking for. But you see, the fun of this whole thing is that we have not really paid attention to we as Muslims first. All right, the interesting thing is that we have not really paid attention to ourselves. As we are all here, we identify ourselves as Muslims, number one. And we know that the world has its own stereotype it has created around Muslims. So for whatever reason at all, we should understand that we are being shot down with one bullet in one leg. Secondly, we equally need to understand that most of us are coming from very disadvantaged homes, for which reason we need to break the shackles of life quickly, try to make ends meet for our families, and then try to live a better life. And the last but not the least, we have an image to protect. Now, I had a conversation with a group of students in Germany where we were speaking about AI. We had close to about 1,500 students from various schools. And as I was having these conversations with them, what I'd realized was that I noticed a very clear line between what we watch on social media and the algorithms that are given to we Africans and what others from other countries that are extremely serious watch on other social media platforms. If not for that reason, I think our conversations here would actually be a little bit toned down. But the interesting thing is that when I pick my mobile phone today and I log onto Facebook or I log onto Twitter, Instagram, Snap, you'd realize that the informations I'm exposed to are information that hitherto, for me, I wouldn't go searching myself. Which means that I will have no option than to want to actually skip or watch. And this is where the temptation begins from. This is where it starts. Because as we described, the digital is the information that you have which is placed somewhere. Which means that people have created this information, placed it somewhere for you to consume. And they place it on this so many platforms so much that it chokes us in one way or the other. But the interesting thing that we also need to pay attention to is, if I'm watching these things, first of all, it might be about, what's it called? Dance challenge, because I think that's what we see most of the time lately. You see people dancing. Every music now is coming with a dance challenge, right? We have the shoulder, right? Yes, the shoulder. We have, which one again do we have? Mention them. You know them. Mention them. No problem. We have shoulder. And then, which one again? You know, don't lie. Come on. I've been seeing the TikTok dances. Which we have shoulder and then which one again? Oh, which one? I'm a piano. I'm a piano. And all the likes. Now you see, we are exposed to those things. We watch them consistently. And there's a theory called the cultivative theory. It tells us that whatever we see on screens, on videos, on TV, all right, nature makes us believe that they are the realities of life. To the ladies, how many of you have seen a different way of cooking rice? Or different way of boiling meat, right? Yes, different way of doing a beef sauce. What comes to mind first when you see them? You say? You try because you think it's a normal thing that people have actually done. Like it's something that is real now. People can cook that way. Somebody say you want to fry chicken, don't fry with oil. I've never seen that you fry chicken without oil. What kind of life is this? And then I was trying to try it. I realized that I was rather cooking the meat instead. It didn't work. But you see, why did I even try it? Why did I want to try it? I wanted to try it because I saw it on the screen. But when it came, I had an option to either watch or not to watch. But the fact of the whole thing is that when those informations come to you on the digital platform, it looks so new to you that you are curious. You want to continue watching. And this brings us to some of the behaviors that some of these things have made us to find ourselves in. Recently, I saw a video called, a challenge called the teleportation vibe on TikTok. And the reason I have all these things in my mind is that I have people whose children will have to do this, place them on the social media, and then now their parents will come and be looking for us that they need to find, we need to find them a way of pulling those informations out of the system for them because it's going to affect the image of their children. And so these are some of the temptations that we are found with. You see that we see campuses online with young ladies dressed in I don't know whether now, how do you call it? Initially, we see the short knickers here. Now it's somewhere here, like it's some way be. How do you call those things? How do you call it? Eh? There's I'm aware. This one is dangerous than that one. Eh? Good. You tell me. Okay. All right. Okay. But you know what I'm talking about. Okay. Since you know, no problem. Don't tell me the name. Now you see, we see some of these things, and then we see people walk around with it. Okay. Now the first thing that comes into mind is you see the first one. Make a guy. What is this? Right. Second one. Oh, this is not fine. Third one. Okay. Fourth one. Fifth one. Then the sixth one, you start watching. Then now you will be sleeping and you will now be thinking that this lady, her name is Akosia Boahima. She has been sending those kind of videos. So immediately your mind hits that you want to go and see something that is crazy. You go onto that platform and you are going to look for it. Is it true? Yes. The guys will not say yes because it's against them. Yes. It's true. Now this is where the temptation starts. And funny enough, we will spend so many hours watching it. And this thing I'm saying, you are not the only people who do it. We also do it. So that's why I say we are having conversations, because we need to advise ourselves, right? Thank you very much. So we start watching the thing. Then you realize that for 2 consecutive hours, 3 consecutive hours, you've been scrolling through your phone and you have been watching things and you don't even know what you are watching. Then you realize that the video is not even loading very well. And you realize like your data is finishing. You pause it, go and check, and then realize that your data, and then you go and look for data. If you don't have money in your data, then you borrow. Because you realize that this thing, it is becoming something. This now builds you to addiction. Are you getting it? You begin to get addicted. And this thing I'm saying, I was there before. And that's how come I started learning cybersecurity. Because I realized that this thing that I have done, we can buy the 355 data. That was when it was about how much? 240 gig. We will use it to watch videos. In 1 month, it will finish. We'll go to TikTok, Facebook. Facebook has the video session. We'll watch that one. YouTube now has short videos. When they are very long, we'll not watch. And then when we see, I was been live in the Shaitan Regina. Then when we want to do Fisabilillah, that we will tell ourselves we want to do Fisabilillah for Allah. So then, I was you do film. Then you say, no, Allah agani. Then you bring it down. Then you bring that. Then you say, okay. Then now those videos will come with share and so that other people will see. You will listen. You will not watch. Then you see the person share. Then you share. Then at the point when you realize that you are so guilty, then you realize that, okay, let me create a WhatsApp link, a WhatsApp number where I've not been sending anything to for me. So that I'll be sending these things there. So that at my own time, I will come and watch it. That time. So now you realize that even that place, after sending all these things there, you hardly watch them. Who is a victim? I am one. So if you are a victim, raise your hand. Don't be shy. All those who raise their hand, God will forgive them. They have a good. So if you are a victim, let me see your hand. Mashallah. Now you see, these are the pressures that we are confronted with every single day. And trust me, these are the pressures we are confronted with every single day. And trust me, they will not stop. They are going to get better. Because you know why? Now people have realized that when you post correct thing, nobody will comment. So when you begin to expose yourself and do things that are not really reasonable, that is when people will begin to follow you. So now we are having a lot of people who are posting sensible things, or we're not even posting at all. They will now come and jump there. I always say that You can't afford, we have two types of lives now. We have the real life and then we have the virtual life. And you can't afford not to be in one of them at a time. Of course, if you are not in real life, you are dead. You are gone. So automatically you can't be on social media. Right? And then if you are on if you are having the real life, automatically you equally have to be on the virtual life. Because there are other positive things there. Because we see the Mufti Menks. Okay? We see the Yasser Kaders. We see the, Irbad does, what do you call it? During Ramadan, he does tafsir, all right, in Abelenpe, one of the mosques is there. But then, if you are not in Abelenpe and you are far away, you can have access to watch them. And it's cool. I was in Europe and it was time for fasting. And in Germany, they were all speaking Dutch. I didn't hear anything. Even the only thing is Guten Morgen, Vigate, that's what Then in the mosques, I just sat there and they were speaking whatever they were saying. They were speaking in Dutch and then quoting, Arabic. And when they finished, then salam alaikum, salam alaikum. So in order for me to really get the vibe very well, I just had to sit at the comfort of my room and then also tune into any Facebook platform that is streaming live. And I watch whatever khutbah I want to watch or whatever tafsir I want to watch. So you see how meaningful some of these things are. But interestingly, because the temptations are so many, you have few people using the social media in this way. We hardly come across most of these things. And because our taste and preference, because the algorithm is worked in such a way that whatever you watch so many times is what is actually brought to you. Have you noticed that when you even go on Google to search for where can I buy a veil, where can I buy an Italian veil, or where can I buy an Egyptian veil, or possibly you want to say where can I buy a buyer to sell, the next minute you come to TikTok, you would realize that people who are selling abaya, videos of people who are selling abaya are drawn closer to you. You go on YouTube, you see even advertisement of stuff like that. It means that the algorithm is beginning to understand your thought. And in fact, these things are used for marketing purposes. And you see, because people are driving money out of it, they make it so lucrative so much that you will be enticed to watch. And so when that person who is giving you content that is not going to help you comes onto your timeline and you pay more attention to it, we have what we call the screen time. Okay? Because when we look at the analytics at the background, in every video people post, all right, some of them have professionals who actually follow the videos, check the analytics. Which of the video had a lot of people watch? Which one had a lot of eyebrows? Why did they have a lot of eyebrows? To which side did they have the eyebrows on? And they'll tell you that videos that you have more eyebrows on, you need to do what? Repost them again. And so the algorithms are built in such way to really draw to you the things that you watch the most. So trust me, if what is coming on your platform are things that are related to pornography, are things that are related to lavish lifestyle exposure, are things that are related to maybe short movies or whatever thing, you should know that that is what your thoughts have come onto, and that is what have been coming to you most often. How many of you have realized that in the month of Ramadan, your algorithm changed? Like what comes to you on TikTok, it changed automatically. Do you know why? You yourself, you don't even want to watch those things. So, because you are fasting, you don't want your fasting to, me, I should come and fast from 5 a.m., I get to 3 a.m., I just take my phone, just glance through, then I'll see something that will break my fast. You want me to continue watching? No, I'll skip it. And because I skip it and then I settle on the always be live Recitation regimes and the hadiths and the stuff, you'd realize that during the month of Ramadan, these are the things that will be coming to me. And the algorithm have been built that way. And so you see, these are things that they put there to make money from. And so you who is watching, you think you are benefiting. But trust me, they are benefiting more from you because you are actually giving them an opportunity to make money. Why? You are an advertising tool. They advertise too. That's why when you're watching the Facebook videos, whilst you're watching the movie, then it blocks and then they give you advertisement. And funny enough, the advert that comes there, you can't pause the advert. If you've realized, the movie you can pause it, the advert you can't pause it, because Mumbaka free movie, you have to watch the advertisement. Come what may, because that's where we make our money. And so you see, if this is what is happening, then how are we also going to maximize the use of our social media platforms? Because the realities of life are such that we want to be successful. We want to be able to buy the vehicle that we want to buy. That, the Range Rover Evoque, the one that looks like the sports type. You understand? The nice one. Okay? Some of them you can actually give it some nice touch. Wonderful leather seats. Internal, nice. The one that when you open the door, it gives you that sparkling light on top. We all want to buy some. But the fact of it is that we can't buy it with empty heads. And so we need to begin to consume a lot of wonderful informations that are actually going to push our image to the next level. Because one thing about good information is that, in fact, not even good information, one thing about information is that when you absorb the information, it gets to a stage where you will be forced to begin to reproduce it in your own way. My time is up, eh? Hey, thank you. Are you getting it? And so, whatever you realize that whatever you are watching, you will begin to want to feel like you need to begin to produce content in that regard. And so look, we are Muslims. Number one, we are starting from negative 20. Normally, within the world, as Muslims, we are starting from negative 20. Then you come and then even be in Ghana, then your own plus negative 10. Then Zongo, where everything is, you know what I mean by Zongo, you know that? That means that one is plus negative 20. So you are starting from negative 50. You need to work and come to zero before you now start to the next level. And so in the life of a Muslim, especially in Ghana, we don't have excuse to wallow with our time. Temptation shouldn't come our way. Today we visited one footballer, Santiago Casola, and he was telling me that he's actually the breadwinner of his family. He actually break the family. He had close to about 8 brothers, the mother and father staying in a single room apartment. And by the grace of God, this guy, he was actually the 4th born. He played football. And he had an opportunity to go to Qatar. And he played very good football in Qatar. And he had an opportunity to make money. In fact, he naturalized for Qatar, played in the defense for Qatar. To the extent that there was a time where the imam, the entire imam for Qatar had to buy him a camel because of a goal he defended so effortlessly. Now, this guy has bought a house for his mother, bought a house for himself, in fact, houses for himself. And today when we were talking, he said that Ziko Kaseni, like he's looking at himself. If he had not actually excelled in life, where would his family be? And so, why was he telling us that? He told us this because he said, and I can carry football. He said, football is not about excitement for him, it's about work. And when he wants to work, he puts all his energy in it. It tells us that where we are now as students, we need to put all our energy fully on these digital platforms we find ourselves. Somebody will say, oh, why, what I do? We can't afford not to be on the social media platforms. We can't afford not to be there. So we all have to go there. But the question is, what are we going to use those places for? A lot of people are selling. A lot of people are producing extremely wonderful content there. Your lectures that you are having in your various classrooms. Can't you really lecture that there for students who didn't actually come to your class to have access to it. It's crazy, right? Yes, those who don't come to class, in fact, I was one of them also. We will not come to class. Last like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks to exams, then we will now go and collect the notebooks from everybody and come and be sitting down and then want to read. Well, it actually helped us in a way, but we believe that we could have done extremely much more better if we had actually gone through the route. But then, these are other opportunities that we can explore. We can sell there. So that you know that when you take your phone and you are scrolling, something will prompt you. No, let me rather use this opportunity to go and push the product that I'm actually pushing. You can learn a trade. I did my course online. That is what pushed me to do cybersecurity. Because I was wasting my time like that. Buying data into 1 month, carry. Watching videos, just like that. To the extent that I also wanted to start learning how to dance. Could you imagine? I went to Legon, where the gym is. What's the name? EPP books, right? You see, they've been coming there and they'll dance. I'll come and soak the moves and go home. I couldn't get not even a single move. And I realized that I wasn't born to dance. Yeah, but then why did I even think of dancing in the first place? Because I soaked information of dancing on the social media platform, and it became part and parcel of me, and it made me feel that when I begin to dance, people will now begin to follow me, and it will give me the following that I needed. But it didn't. But alhamdulillah, when we started posting sensible things, I moved my followership from 2K to 12K in less than 2 weeks. It means that when we also begin to propagate positive information, people are equally going to follow us. So, my brothers, my sisters, the temptations are there. Yeah? And our lives in the real life is so much that is so real, such that whatever we see on our social media platforms are lies. There was a time I was in serious hardship. I was looking for, I thought I told you, I was looking for $240,000. There was a deal that we wanted to get into. We were looking for $240,000. $240,000. Look at the amount, oh. And I was not even having $100. $240,000. There was a business we were looking for to enter. They told me that this business, when you enter, is going to get you quick. So I was looking for the money. I was calling my friends. Nobody was minding me. Then, even at that time, I was not even having $100. But I came online and I came to post that. Oh, thank you. Thank you, bro. I came to post that hey, dollar rate is coming down, power, and this is really affecting us. Hey, then people started inboxing me. Wow, hey, mashallah, you are doing very well. Hey, people even started inboxing me. Charlie, I'm sick. Oh, I want some money. They say, and I said, if you knew what I was going through, I didn't even have $100. I only came to post interest. Dollar rates are coming down fast, and it has affected our business. And I've lost close to about $5,000 in just 1 week. Settings. Then some of you will look at these settings, and the person goes, yes, I'm look at my life. I have wasted my life. I don't even know what I'm in. I don't know. But if actual fact, the person has set you, he has gone, he's sitting there, he knows that what he has written is a lie. Then you have gotten heart attack and you are crying. And now you realize that you now begin to stop. This school that I'm even in, cry is waste of time. This money I paid 4,000 year one, paid 4,000 year two. Couldn't if they have given me all this money, I could have actually invested it in a business, and by now I would have been making money. It's a lie. So please, you see the interest. Someone will say, when they give me the money, I will pass Nicaragua and go and enter, and then they can even do the calculation. In 2 years. In 2 years, I'll be able to make close to about $50,000. Then I'll come back and build and go back. Please, we need to pay attention to life. Social media is a lie. You put reality in social media. Whatever you put there becomes your identity. And that is what people will look at and actually identify who you are. I was in Ghana and I started training people across the world. Not because I was posting that dancing that I wanted to learn that I didn't get to learn. No. I was the one I went to learn that I couldn't learn. No. If I had posted that, they would say, this guy is not serious. I started posting things about cybersecurity, about data protection, about data governance. And people started realizing that, no, this guy is becoming an authority. Even though he's a social, a community person, he's also into this. And this opens the opportunities that we all want to see. And so we need to understand that the way we want to polish our face and look beautiful when we go out, we should equally try as much as we can to invest those kind of energies in our digital lifestyle, in our virtual life, and ensure that we print the image that we want people to see. And whatever you put there, trust me, it doesn't go. The internet does not forget. Even we, the cybersecurity experts, we are unable to erase it. We go and hide it, we suppress it, and make sure people do not see it. When someone who is better than us comes, the person will equally use codes to unveil those things. And trust me, it is not something that you will love to see. I'll leave you with a quick story, or should it be a question, so that you understand yourself. Number one, someone was having a monkey, and the person placed a container of diamonds and a bunch of banana in front of the monkey. And he asked the monkey to choose either the banana or the diamonds. Which one do you think the monkey will go in for? Why would the monkey go in for the banana? It doesn't need diamonds. Why would you think it doesn't need diamonds? You say? He doesn't know the worth of the diamonds? Okay. Who can give me a different answer? Why did the monkey go in for banana? Yes. You say? That is what it is what? Familiar with. That is what the monkey knows. That is what it knows. It knows the value of banana. Which means that the more we consume a particular information, we begin to have value in that information. It might be rubbish, but we would now begin to, convince ourselves that that is where value is. And even when we are diamonds, we'll be trying as much as we can to become banana because we want monkeys to select us. And so each and every one of you here are diamonds. You are pure, unadulterated diamonds. All you have to do is ensure that you keep polishing yourself. You keep adding information to your life. You keep staying true to yourself. You keep having faith in the image you are keeping for yourself. Because definitely there are a lot of monkeys out there who are ready to point at people who are looking like bananas and hail them. And so when the monkeys are hailing bananas, we should know that our value is beyond bananas, because we are diamonds. And when a stone of diamond is picked, it could buy plantations of bananas. So let's have this at the back of our minds wherever we go. Let's understand that whatever we consume is what defines us, because it's equally information. And let's be so extremely wise in whatever we do. We should know that Islam we are enjoying today was actually fought for by some people, and it's our time to perfect it and make it much more better for those who are coming after us to enjoy. You get it? And so we have the internet, we have the virtual life. Let's use our digital platforms. Let's promote Islam. Let's promote ourselves. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Isaac Azuku, for such an inspirational insight. I hope you have learned a lot from what he said. Next on our list, we have our brother Asad to give us a beautiful Quran recitation to keep us going to Quran side.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإذ أخذنا من النبيين ميثاقهم ومنك ومن نوح وإبراهيم وموسى وعيسى بن مريم وأخذنا منهم ميثاقا غليظا ليسأل الصادقين عن صدقهم وأعد للكافرين عذابا أليما يا أيها الذين آمنوا اذكروا نعمة الله عليكم إذ جاءتكم جنود فأرسلنا عليهم ريحا وجنودا لم تروها وكان الله بما تعملون بصيرا إذ جاءوكم من فوقكم ومن أسفل منكم وإذ زاغت الأبصار وبلغت القلوب الحناجر وتظنون بالله الظنونا هنالك ابتلي المؤمنون وزلزلوا زلزالا شديدا وإذ يقول المنافقون والذين في قلوبهم مرض ما وعدنا الله ورسوله إلا غرورا وإذ قالت طائفة منهم يا أهل يثرب لا مقام لكم فارجعوا ويستأذن فريق منهم النبي يقولون إن بيوتنا عورة وما هي بعورة إن يريدون إلا فرارا صدق الله العظيم.
Thank you, our brother, for a wonderful recitation. May Allah increase you in knowledge. And we that we are yet, may Allah lead us. The moment we have been waiting for to take us into the first part of our Deen lecture is a man who needs no longer introduction, security analysis, motivational speaker, a community voice.
As my sister said initially, the man who is coming to this podium next needs no introduction. He's really a good man. There are no words to describe who this man is. Looking at the perspective of people who are willing to help the Zongo community, it's not an exception. I remember the first day I went to Mr. Hirz home. He gave me food and I ate. The next 7 minutes, he came to me again. Ramsey, won't you eat? I said, Mom, you have given me food, I'm okay. Wallahi, the next 7 minutes, he came to me again. Won't you eat? You see, he is really a good person. And if we are to mentor someone, I think we should all mentor him. And in effect of whatever I've said, we have people who started this journey and they are not with us today. We should try to remember them in that regard. People like Sheikh Bagia. Today, if you give me about 5 pictures of Sheikh Bagia, I won't be able to tell the exact person. But then, there's one great work that he has done. Wallahi, I think most of us are aware of the work he has done. Al-Fijri on Maraba FM. Most of us are familiar with it. Yes, so he was the inspiration behind Al-Fijri. And may Allah grant him the best position in Jannah. Please, let's say Ameen. Inshallah. So, on that note, I would like to invite our next speaker, Mr. Ibar, for the...
Al-Hash. Yes, so he's a soft-hearted gentleman. Yes. He deserves the He is a security expert, and he consults on security issues for the Middle East most of the time. When it comes to security issues in Ghana, Mr. Irbad started flooding our media space with lots of information. And that's how come we see the likes of Adib Sani and so many of them. Mr. Irbad is a Hafiz of the Quran, super learned, and in fact, he's equally an Imam as well. A multilingual gentleman. In fact, he's so eloquent when it comes to Arabic, very super in English, and so many wonderful languages. Yes. During the previous government, he was actually with the NPA, National Petroleum Authority. He was actually consulting on security issues as well. And one of the unique things that he has done now is that he has created a platform for young Muslims. Every Saturday evening, we go there, deliberate on wonderful issues. And aside that, just as the gentleman said, he gives, he sorts everyone there with food, drinks, in fact, meat. In fact, you should come there and come to what happens. Just to sustain the conversation of Muslims and so on. So it is my singular honor to introduce this wonderful gentleman who has made so much strides within the Muslim community and the Zongo community at large to have this wonderful session with you. Without much ado, let's invite Mr. Irbad.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. As I sat and listened to my brother Zico, I thought I wouldn't have anything else to say because Zico has done justice to the topic. Then, just when I was thinking of just speaking for a few minutes so that I would bid farewell, Ramsey, Zico and other people said very kind words about me. I appreciate those kind words. May Allah make all of us better, and may Allah forgive us our sins, those we commit in private and then in public. I'm always excited to come back because anytime I come to UG, it's like a homecoming. Abdul Basit is here, Don Basito. He was a contemporary. He's into business now. So you can talk to him. He knows a lot about business. Zico is a life coach. Beyond this, try and stay in touch with Zico. There are many other things he can inspire you on, just as he has inspired us. So today, my good friends, I just would want to do the icing on the cake because my dear brother Zico has already done a lot of the weightlifting, so to speak, on this subject matter. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a certain attitude. And if you don't read between the lines, you will think Allah is too slow. For example, Allah says there is the day of judgment, but we keep waiting for it. So in our understanding, it's taking too long. To an extent today, when there are differences between us, when somebody says, na barka da Allah, it's better than reporting the person to the police. Because in the case of the police, there will be an instant arrest. In the case of na barka da Allah, you just keep waiting and nothing happens actually. So many people think Allah is too slow. So how do you bring Allah into a digital era that is instantaneous? So on TikTok, sometimes late at night, try and go through people's live programs. There are Muslims who are actually questioning Allah. People say, why has Allah hidden himself for so long? Why do we rely on scriptures that are over 1,000 years? Can't we have something digital, something instantaneous? And so these questions continue to cross our minds. And these are just whisperings of a shaitan. Allah is very fast. Very, very fast. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is just giving us time. So my dear brothers and sisters, let's not allow a digital era of instant everything and fast everything. We have fast food. We have everything fast now. Fast cars, fast many things, just as Zico has indicated. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala moves on slowly, knowing so well that what he has promised is bound to happen. La mahala. Nothing can stop that. So I'll just give 3 examples from the Quran in the lives of the prophets sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that point to the fact that don't say Allah is slow but sure, but Allah is everything and still sure. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is just giving us time. In the case of Nabiullah Saleh alayhi salam, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tested his people. هذه ناقة لها شرب ولكم شرب يوم معلوم فلا تمسوها بالسوء. This is a she-elephant, a young one. Allah has decreed that on a specific day, human beings shouldn't go to the stream. Only the animals should go and drink. Then on another day, people should go and drink. So they couldn't stand that. So they killed the animal. Allah could have just turned the world upside down. But please listen to the refrain that Allah instructed Nabiullah Saleh alayhi salam to say. He said, تَمَتَّعُوا فِي دَارِكُمْ ثَلَاثَةَ أَيَّامٍ. Be in your homes for 3 days. So what Allah could have done instantly, he gave them reprieve for 3 days. And homosexuality, in the case of Prophet Lut alayhi salam, they did what Allah didn't want. And then they attacked, Prophet Lut alayhi salam in his home. But Allah could have just instantly exerted his anger. But even with that, you see how nasty homosexuality is. You just picture it. Like a man sleeping with a man. It's unfathomable. It's very difficult to even imagine. So it's a very repugnant act to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But that was what they were doing. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala still gave them time. The punishment was not instant. Inna maw'idahum as-subh alaysa as-subhu biqarib. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked the angel to tell Lut alayhi salam the appointment for the punishment is in the morning. Is the morning not near? So when the night comes, certainly the morning is going to come. And finally, in the life of our Holy Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, the Quraysh were asking the Prophet to come with miracles. Some of the miracles were irrational. They said they wanted to see the Prophet how tarqa fi sama. They wanted the Prophet to just defy gravity. So that the Prophet would just be rising like this. وَلَن نُؤْمِنَ بِرُؤْكِيكَ حَتَّى تُنَزِّلَ عَلَيْنَا كِتَابًا نَقْرَأُ. If you even did that, we wouldn't believe in you, except that the sky would split again. Then we see you come down holding a book. Then you say, this is Quran, before we can believe in you. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala still says, no, give me time. Don't rush. It's not instantaneous. سَأُرِيكُمْ آيَاتِي فَلَا تَسْتَعْجِلُونَ. I will show you my signs. do not try to hasten me. Do not try to quicken me. So when you look at the Quran, it gives us a sense of retardedness. It gives us a sense of Allah has all the time on his hands. His girlfriend, or she would speak on your behalf because you would pretend to the white guy that you were a woman. So that was how Sakawa actually started. But Sakawa was big, more in Accra than it was in Kumasi. So we didn't know too much about Sakawa in our part of the country. Then here in Accra, before you could browse, you would have to go all the way to Circle, busy internet cafe, to be able to browse. Then finally, smartphones came. When smartphones came, we stopped going to the internet, and we came to this university in 2008. Before we could do very basic things, we had to go to the ICT center, very basic things. BAM Library was a place I spent a lot of time. I doubt if many of you have even gone to the library the whole of this semester. So that quantum digital, leap has brought a lot of comfort. And the graduate school, there was a guy in our room who was a year or two ahead of us. He had a laptop. That was when Linux was popular, around 2008. Before we could connect to the internet, we had to walk all the way to the graduate school to connect to the internet. So that is how convenient the digital age has made things for you currently. But please, I will just enumerate a few things that are of national security interest. Within this comfort, these are the temptations. Number one, our sisters, we really appreciate the efforts you are making. On average, every English-speaking young lady wants to make use of social media to sell something. So you sell everything from bags, sandals. While some are still in school, they actually do the selling. And so it's encouraging that you are using it for good. But we are concerned when people say, deliver to me, and many of the people who ask for you to do the delivery are strangers. We would say that you should tread cautiously. When you're on campus, on UG campus, you should be very careful. I think the farthest you should go to deliver anything should be Accra Mall. Let not a man tell you that. And men, when we have our own ulterior motives, we become frequent patrons. So today I'll buy something, tomorrow I'll buy, the next day I'll buy. The target is not the merchandise. The target is to get the attention of the lady. It's natural with men. So please, when a person, there's something we call, maybe Zico mentioned it, digital profiling. First, before you could tell where I would be at a certain time, you had to put me under surveillance. So sometimes you would park a car close to my lecture hall, park a car close to my house or to my office, for example. But today, anytime you go onto the internet, you go onto the internet, you leave digital footprints. So the person can actually profile you, know your interests, know your circle of friends, know even your favorite color. If you are a lady and you post pictures and you are dressed in white hijab all the time, it's easy to predict that your favorite color is white. So sometimes, especially with the current rampant ritual killings, maybe they want somebody to kill, and now there are kidnapping cases and all that in Ghana. So please, as you trade online, especially with our sisters, they are the more vulnerable compared to the guys. Please be careful. If left to me alone, if it is mufflers or scarves you sell to people within your circle. So if you are within a certain hostel, please sell to your friends because there's a lot of danger out there. People are digitally profiling and they are attacking, kidnapping and doing other things. So that is a caution we would want to extend. Number two, with the guys, sports betting. First, Any man you saw stand close to a lotto kiosk, society would frown upon interacting with that person. And it was an insult for anybody to even say that we saw your father close to a lotto kiosk. But today, lottery has been demystified, lottery has been normalized, and lottery has been put onto our digital platforms. I have a friend, he told me his son of a few years, maybe a teenager, was staking bets while the father didn't know. He didn't have to do any permutations. All he has to say is that this team will win against this team by this margin, or this match will result in a draw. And today, many guys are engaged. Some time ago, I even heard that some of our sisters, not the sisters here, or is there any sister who stakes, bets? Yes, so it's been very difficult to, fight against it. It is tempting. Everybody wants to make a quick CD, a quick buck. So therefore, you can easily use this and make money. So please, that one too is against the teachings of Islam. We've done a campaign on it. The campaign hasn't been too successful. And unfortunately, mainstream media houses, very reputable ones, they are now actually advocating lottery. They advocate lottery. And so therefore, it's a big challenge that we have. So one of the temptations of the digital era or the digital age is sports betting. Then number 3, as I begin to wrap up, is the idea of online investments. You are giving your school fees and you decide that, you've heard that on this platform, when you invest an X amount, in 3 days it will quadruple. So you put your money there, and then your parents call you, you've not sent the receipt, there is no evidence. After the semester, you keep telling them, up to now, your own results have not reflected on your portal yet. So please, don't take the bait. And some of these investments are too good to be true. There's somebody I know, we tried to pay in advance the person's fees for 2 years in advance. Then I was called. I was told that part of the money had been wasted through an investment. And what was that investment? Petroleum. A level 200 or 300 or 400 student, or a level 100 student. What is your relationship with petroleum, for example? Your course has nothing to do with petroleum. Or they tell you there is a gold business. And sometimes you have a few of your friends say that, it works so. Because these are Ponzi schemes that have been moved onto a digital platform. So they want to build confidence. It's like today I meet you, then I give you 1 cedi. When you are selling a product, that costs only 50 pesos. Next time when I come to you and I say, give me a product worth 5 cedis and I'll pay later, you readily give it to me because you have built confidence. So please, they will make good on what they promise you. On the first count, second count, just so you invest more of your school fees. And when you eventually do that, the money never comes back. So please, never. If you are a student here and you have a supportive family, please don't engage in any online economic activity. It distracts you, it diverts your attention from the main reason you are here. And Islam wants to see people like Zico and many others, Abdul Basit and others, who finish Legon and become role models in future. But if you trail because you have used your school fees for something that you are not so sure of online, then it means you have taken the bait, you have fallen for the temptation. So please, let's be careful. And again, now online, people are saying that you can join either the Ukrainian army or the Russian army. So they tell you that all you need to do is to sign a 1-year contract. And after you've signed a 1-year contract, the amount of money they will give you, you can live large when you come back alive to Ghana. So please don't take the bait. It's a matter we are taking quite seriously. at some point, you will see some of your friends come back home because they've trained in Russia or Ukraine. They are going to be prosecuted. So please don't. They mention very high figures, as high as 400,000 Ghana cedis, like old 4 billion, just for signing the contract. So that's good money. That's money you can do a lot of things with. So therefore, there's that temptation to want to join. If there is any army you have to join, then it's the Ghana Armed Forces, not another country's army. So when you do that, you are a soldier of fortune. You are a mercenary. So you are carrying out a treasonable act. And eventually, you will come back to Ghana. If you don't die in Ukraine, you will come back to Ghana. And when you come back to Ghana, you will be duly prosecuted. So therefore, these are the concerns we have. These concerns point to the fact that the digital age presents as many challenges or temptations as it does the opportunities. And then the last but one, romance or love. Love is such a powerful force. Nothing can be a barrier to love. Nothing can be a barrier to love. So, as a great temptation in the digital age, people propose love to you online. And I don't know, Abdul Basit, I don't know where you met your wife. I don't know where Zico. Zico's wife gave birth recently. And then we went for the sunnah, for the outdooring. Yes. But on average, we met our wives online many of the times. So we can't say that don't fall in love digitally. But when you fall in love digitally, do it right. Do it right. Some people use profile pictures that are not theirs. You may fall in love with a ghost, actually. So the guy gets you really nice pictures. Oh, he's cute. He tells you very beautiful stories. So you fall in love with a non-existent, body or person. Or the idea of a burger. And the person is outside Ghana, so that you go through that. And the guys too. We easily do Momo because of beautiful ladies we see online. So safeguard your Momo pin. I'm told now, when you ask a lady out, she will tell you she has to braid her hair, buy a new dress, buy a new bag, just for the outing. So you have to be careful. I'll tell you a funny story. When we were here, I went out with a lady. At that time, I'm beginning to wrap up, just on the lighter note. At that time, the diaspora didn't exist, so we had the traditional halls. And there were two chic restaurants. There was one in Legon Hall, and there was one in Ekwafo Hall. Ekwafo, it was called Odo Rice. Yes, it was. So it was called Odo Rice. So there was no better place to take the person to than Odo Rice. And those times, the remittance I was receiving was about 30 Ghana cedis, like 16 years ago. That must have been some good money. So I went out with this lady just to buttress the point that the ladies you see online, you should be cautious how you go all in without the guarantee that you'll marry them. So I went there with the lady, and the girl was just pointing things, Girls haven't changed over the past 16 years. She was just pointing things. So I saw that the budget I had was on a tight budget. Like, that was money I could have spent for a few weeks. So she just, I'm sure the guys have testimonies to give as well. So the lady was just pointing things. When a girl buys her own food, she can buy just one stick of meat. But when you buy for her, it's like a zoo on top of her food. Every type of animal is there. So she kept pointing, but she was considerate. So can you imagine how naive I was about your age? That was a lavish meal. But for her, not for me. Later in life, I got to know a date has to be a two-way traffic. Both of you have to eat. One person doesn't eat when you go out on a date. So we went and sat at Odora's. She was eating, I wasn't eating. And you know what the girl kept asking me? Are you okay? How can I be okay? She kept asking me whether I was okay. I was certainly not okay. So we always had our own, ammunitions. You had your rice cooker and then some shito. So after that show off, you would just resort to your plain rice and shito. That wasn't well cooked, actually. Yes. So currently, I decided to, when I was given the topic, I decided to speak to a friend in cybersecurity. It's called Dr. Gustav. Many of the cases we have about online fraud are romance scams. Many of them are romance scams. You see, love evokes a certain vulnerability in everybody. And for men who are married, when your wife cries, it's like the whole world is coming crashing. You can't stand it. You understand? So many of the cases, and please make time to find out from Cybersecurity Bureau, find out from the cybersecurity units of the Ghana Police Service and others. Many at times, that vulnerability is what is exploited, and it's a great temptation. It's a great temptation. So therefore, we can't say, don't go online. It's beautiful when you see a hijabi. She puts on her hijab, and when she comes online, she doesn't follow the crowd. She doesn't go clout chasing. She talks about modest topics. And hal jazaa'ul ihsan illa al ihsan. So therefore you say, oh, mashallah. So you slide into her DM. But please, let's be careful. Not every jalabia wearing guy on TikTok is a correct guy. Likewise, not every lady that puts on, the hijab, even though the hijab gives the woman a heads up that immediately you see that she makes the cut. But please, when you fall in love online, don't keep it to yourself. Share the information, especially with our sisters. I have a niece who is about your age, and I keep telling my sister, spend more time talking to her. Spend more time talking to her. So please, anytime a guy says he wants to marry you, discuss it with your elderly sibling or your mother. And so, especially, some of the guys, they know they have a long way to go. Yes. So from here, some people are even saying, oh, I want to marry you. You are in level 100, actually. Yeah. Yes. Maybe that a beast or something. So I'm just saying this on a lighter note to buttress a point. Because there was a case recently about a guy from Turkey. And this was a case I witnessed, Abdel Basit. You know what happened? This guy was a Turkish guy. Invariably, most Turkish people are Muslims. I just want to tell you, when it comes to online temptation, nobody can say he or she is an angel. Nobody. And I want to buttress this point before I surrender the mic. So this guy was a Turkish person by nationality who was living in the UK. So he started communicating online with a lady. And with all due respect to our Nigerian friends, she was a Nigerian lady. So I hear now there's something called the talking stage. I don't know, talking stage, right? So from the talking stage, they wanted to escalate the romance. And all along, they hadn't met in person. And guess where they chose to meet? They chose Accra. So the gentleman, according to the charge sheet or the case we witnessed, the gentleman told the lady she should transport herself from Nigeria out of her own pockets. I think he didn't want to buy a pig in a poke. You know that expression? He didn't want to buy a pig in a poke. Amaria Batazoba Katun so machine fida tabarma. So he said she should transport herself. Gentlemen, you pay a lot of Uber and Bolt and they never come. It's sad. Oh, it's not sad. So sometimes the car broke down, or just when the Mumu alert came, her mother asked her to do something. Yeah, so it happens as offline as it does online. So the agreement was that they should meet in Accra, and they met. One of our sheikhs was telling us, may Allah forgive all of us, there are stages of zina, the things that lead us to fornication and adultery, and the first is talking. So when you talk for the first time, you just say hello. Actually, a relationship online that can lead to zina may start with salam. Invariably, you say salam alaikum. But the end game, we all know, does not represent in the farthest or remotest way salam alaikum. So maybe the man's intention was good, maybe the woman's intention was good. Things went sour, and they had a scuffle. A white guy, so she tore his shirts and other things. He also hit her. And what started online ended up at the police station. So please, let's be very, very careful. I was telling somebody, my mother and my father, inshallah, if they lived to 2028, they would have been married for half a century, 50 years. And my mother is proud to tell you, apart from your father, I don't know any man. So today, those of us who are married, how many will have the confidence to say, my wife, apart from you, I don't know any woman. For all you know, I even knew you before we got married, unfortunately. So things that were difficult to do in an analog era, in this digital age of temptation, we do those things and as if nothing has happened. So please, let's be careful. It's an easy way. People do fatwa on it. Ziko mentioned a couple of the scholars. Arba'una Hadith. Audio calls. Very harmless audio calls. Then by the third call, they say, oh, Hajia, can I see your face? So from the face, you say, hey, your hair, is it curly or it is? So gradually. So please, those are the digital temptations. And finally, I'll wrap up with this. Anytime your relationship or your marriage goes sour, and the partner, I don't want to victimize women by saying they do that, the men do that too. Some of the cases indicate that the men do that. So anytime someone threatens, and then the person says, I will leak your photo or your video online, as soon as the person makes that threat, the law empowers you to report to the police. So please take note. So we are all human. As I'm here, I'm human. Everybody here is human. You can imagine how many nude pictures of me may be out there while I don't know. You can imagine how many nude pictures of you may be out there while you don't know. So anytime a person threatens, that I will leak your picture or your video to the world, please don't hesitate. Take a screenshot of that conversation and report to the police. And in your case as well, don't ask the person to send money. He says, I don't have money. Then you threaten that you will leak his nude picture because one of the video calls you did, he said he was going to take a shower. Then out of the convo, can I enter the bathroom with you? Or can I accompany you to the washroom? So digitally, these are things we do. And at your age, the temptation is even stronger. So please, Zico said something, I'll wrap up with that. He says, anything that goes onto the internet remains there forever. So please don't allow the excitement of the moment, of which we are all victims. It is shocking how digital communication can make us break our moral barriers. It is shocking. You'll be surprised. Like you do something and you ask yourself, did I actually do this? Did I actually do this? So please, anytime we click anything, anytime we make video calls, please know that it is opening an avenue for us to be at our most vulnerable. And sometimes we cross the Rubicon. There's no way we can return. So this is the little I'm adding up to what our brother, our coach, our life coach Zico has said. May Allah give us sound understanding. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Alhaj Imran. I hope he has really imparted something into us. But the boys, please send the girls out, right? He also did that, so you can do. To show our gratitude to our wonderful speaker, we now invite the planning committee chair and the GMSA UG president to represent token of of appreciation. So let's welcome them.
So we know time is fast spent, so we'll do this as quickly as possible, inshallah. I think our speakers also want to take leave, so inshallah we'll do this as fast as possible. So we start with our own King Zico.
In honor of Mr. Ishaq Abubakar Zico Newton, the Ghana Muslim Students Association, University of Ghana Chapter, GMSA UG, proudly presents this citation to Mr. Zico Isaka Abubakar, a seasoned community development strategist, youth mentor, and advocate for social transformation in Ghana's underserved communities. As a speaker at our 33rd annual week celebration, Mr. Abubakar addressed the sobering topic, street realities and the drug crisis, a wake-up call to the Zongo youth. In a lecture that was both powerful and piercing, he unpacked the harsh truth of addiction, the erosion of dreams, and the systemic vulnerabilities that continue to endanger our communities. With raw authenticity, Mr. Abubakar reminded us that our Ummah is not immune and that the silence in the face of rising drug culture is not an option. His words reignited the sense of urgency we must carry in rehabilitating our neighborhoods, restoring dignity, and inspiring young people to choose faith, purpose, and productivity over fleeting pleasure and career. Today, we celebrate not only the message you delivered, but the legacy you leave. You spoke from ground to the ground for those on the ground, for your dedication to truth, your fearless advocacy, and your enduring impact on the lives of young Muslims, we say Jazakallahu khairan. May Allah strengthen your work, multiply your rewards, and continue to elevate your efforts in serving our communities. Thank you very much.
So this citation is in honor of Al-Haji Ibrahim. The Ghana Muslim Students Association, University of Ghana Chapter GMSA is deeply honored to present this citation to Mr. Ibrahim, a distinguished international security analyst, respected thought leader, and devout Muslim intellectual whose voice continues to shape conversations on security, modernity, and the moral crisis of our times. As part of our 33rd annual week celebration, Mr. Ibrahim graciously joined us to deliver a thought-provoking discourse on digital temptations and the preservation of faith in a hyper-connected age. With clarity, depth, and sincerity, he addressed one of the most pressing challenges facing today's Muslim youth, navigating the seductive yet perilous terrain of social media while holding firmly to the rope of Allah. Through his lecture, Mr. Ibrahim did not merely speak. He held the mirror of our generation. He illuminated the threats to our spiritual well-being, clothed beneath harmless friends and innocent spirits, calling on us to resist passive communication and commit consciously to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. For your invulnerable contribution, your timeless insight, and your unwavering commitment to youth development and moral clarity to the age of confusion. We say Jazakallahu khairan. May Allah reward you, preserve your voice, and continue to use you as a beacon of guidance for Muslim youth across Ghana and beyond. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Imam. Mr. President, thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
So at this point, I think we will take our vote of thanks and then we can call it a night.
So as we exit these premises tonight, our hearts are filled and our minds are enlightened, our spirits are lifted. So our beloved speakers, your words have been a balm to our soul. To everyone present here, your presence have made this event a memorable one. Thank you very much for being here. May the lessons we've learned here tonight be a guiding light in our journey, and may the love we've shared continue to bind us together. Thank you. God bless you. See you tomorrow, inshallah.
Thank you very much, our able Vice President. I think people have a lot of questions to ask, but we are far behind time. We organize the questions and send them to our esteemed speakers. So, but before we leave, we need a closing prayer.
A very quick one. Tomorrow, inshallah, we'll continue with the celebration of our week celebration, and inshallah, we'll be having an Islamic workshop at Ekwafu Masjid at exactly 7:40 p.m. Please, let's do our best to come. We have a facilitator to walk us through one of the books that we are all going to gather some knowledge, especially those who have registered and come in. Please come in your numbers and as early as possible so that we can have an engaging workshop, inshallah. Thank you.
Okay, so Islamic workshop tomorrow, God willing, we will see you there. But before we have our closing prayer, I would like to call upon Safari is here. Sheikh Safari is here to give out the closing prayer.
إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون والسلام على المرسلين الحمد لله رب العالمين.
HAFIZ TV, unique every day.